right, guys, welcome to another special episode of Overshot, a paintball podcast. Just going to do the sponsor ads real quick. First one up, Dizana Sports, local New Jersey company. They make our jerseys for us. They make our joggers, our pants, all our merchandise. Even hooked us up with some sweet, beanies and stuff like that. So definitely go and use code Overshot down below for 10% off all their products. Use it online. Use it for their custom orders as well. Second one, Volcano USA. They're making the new backpacks that everyone's been using, especially with the weather getting worse and snow or rain or anything like that. Hopefully, God forbid, we don't get too much of that. But if any of that happens, use code Overshot10, and that helps us out. It helps you guys out. We can get some more swag. We can give you guys more giveaways. So the more you help us, the more we can help you. But without no further ado, we got Tim from New Jersey Jesters, long, storied franchise here in the Northeast. If you haven't played for the Jesters at some point, you've run into them, whether at locals, whether at nationals, and they're coming off a big second-place finish in semi-pro. But first off, before we get to that, that's more the current age. Tim, welcome to the show. And how did you get involved with paintball? And then how did you end up forming the Jesters?
Yeah, man, I'm happy to finally get a few minutes to sit down and talk with you guys. I listen to the show all the time. So I've never played for another team. Like, I listen to some people's podcasts. Like Maddie played for us, Karpinski, who you just had on. I was listening to that one. Like some of the guys, I know they go from team to team. With me, we started over 25 years ago just playing, right? And Dylan Lester, who's still a captain on the team, one of my best friends in the world. He's like a brother. We used to just go into the woods at night and play. Like, we couldn't even see each other. I don't know what the hell we were doing or how we didn't die. But we didn't have birthday parties to start or any of that. It was like a catalog or a magazine we picked up, started picking up guns. And back then, you'd get like 6 shots off and you'd have to change the little cartridge, bullshit like that. I mean, it was terrible. Yeah. But we had a blast, and we've been doing it ever since. A few years later, we entered a tournament, and the rest is history. Next year will be our 25th year as a team. So we played in the woods in the beginning. It was the best. It was a field called Paintball Depot, and they were huge at the time. They lost that location, unfortunately, due to some like coding or permit stuff. And we had played there. We'd go to All-Star, like a few fields like that, or ABC Paintball, I think it was called. But then we kind of went up to Cousins. We were playing a local 5-man series up there, and Steve Casano and all those guys were running it. Rosie was up there, Jerry Braun, and we'd get to see like the ground zero, like the original GZ guys. Yeah. We'd be mesmerized. It was just so much fun to watch these guys do what they did. And fuck me, we won the series and got a 5-man at Cup, and it's been like we did the math once. It's been over like $400,000 in entry fees. That was like the best investment they ever did, was to give that stupid free 5-man away, But back then it was fun. Everybody was just getting into it. Mike Newman from Virtue had a team. Like, there were a bunch of guys running around. It was just a blast.
Was that when he was on East Coast Empire, or was that?
Yeah, way before that. He didn't even own Virtue at the time, or Speedy, or whatever the hell it was called. It was 7 Below. But we made a lot of friends up there. I don't know if Newburgh is still a field or not, but we'd play on that hyperball field and all that shit.
Dude, we were playing it last week.
Get the fuck out of here.
A month ago.
Yeah, we were undefeated on that hyperball field until Mike made those stupid-ass chips. And then, like, one game, we just all got waxed in, like, 3 seconds. We're like, what happened? We suck. And then, we got those chips, too, and we were back at it. But, yeah, man, that was, like, our first – we played a bunch of tournaments, but that was our first time, like, really doing a full series, was up in Newburgh at Cousins. It was great. A lot of good memories. We met Mario up there, was playing for Hudson Valley Extreme, who plays for us still. Just a lot of different teams. It was a blast. But we then went to World Cup, played 5-man, and back then it was huge. Did you guys ever do it when it was at the Disney Wide World of Sports or anything like that?
I wasn't involved in the game back then, but that's all I've heard. It was insane. The vendors, everything was bigger and larger than life.
It was insane. The trade shows were bigger than like what World Cup is now. If you took all the fields, I know, it's just nuts. There were strippers at every booth, like showing off. Like, it was just a different vibe, man. Everyone's having a good time. The players weren't as good as they are now. I mean, it's a different thing. But I was sitting there with Dylan, who's, literally a brother to me, and we're watching like Bob Long's Iron Man or whatever, like first year NXL. I was like, could you imagine having an X-ball team? And then years later, and I don't know. I couldn't have imagined it when we started, bunch of knuckleheads in the woods. But that brings us to today, I guess,
No, that's crazy. I mean, I know there's a lot of medals and there's trophies and there's a lot of stuff behind you. I know, coming up eventually, I know you've had guys, more recently, like Peterson had a spot. I know you guys have always had relationships with multiple fields and stuff. And somewhere that I've always heard about and I wasn't privileged enough to be a part of, but you mentioned guys like Rosie, Mooner, you mentioned Mario, Vegas on your team a bit. You've had Long Island guys, Goldberg, Sully, guys that I known, growing up on Long Island and stuff. But I know a big field back in the day was Atlas, and that was something I wasn't aware of, or I wasn't, I started in 05. I played in the woods for a long time before I eventually graduated. So for people that don't know about Atlas, I know Atlas was one of those big premier paintball facilities for a long time in the area.
Yeah, basically, I remember the first weekend the guys went out to take a look, and one of the team members was offered a job there, and he was managing it for a while, and then something happened, and he stopped, and the guy who owned the field, Troy, he goes, "Look, I'm going to shut it down. I don't want to run it unless you jump in here and do this." And I already had another job, but I was like, all right, we need a home base, and then we kind of just this is going to sound like a prick thing, but like the way people get into Apple or this or that, it's like a movement. I don't know how to explain this. It's not me. It's just like the energy and the people that did it. But like, we just made like a home base for paintball in the Northeast, man. And the scene that came through there for those bunch of years, like that's where I met Tesh, another brother of mine. He was the manager there at the time, but I don't know. We just ballooned it up, and it was a fucking blast. Some days we'd have like 4 to 5 fields running at once, and Straza played there with us at the time. Now he owns a field. If you look at a lot of the teams from the area, the ones with strong leadership, like Rick Rydberg, those guys, the guys on NYX, they came through our camp. But like, we just met so many people there, and it really did help kind of traject, I feel like, a lot of strong leaders into the paintball community. Jordan from the Padres, I wouldn't call him a strong leader. He's kind of soft. Big Rick came through, like all those guys. We were lucky. We got to meet a lot of good people. They became teammates. And I feel like it had a big impact on the area because now they run their own teams, most of them, It's hard to keep a big group like that together, but I can't imagine what would have happened if that field never closed. In 2008 or 9, whenever the housing market crash happened, the guy who owned the land, all his businesses were tied to housing. So like he owned a title agency. He owned like another legal company that had to do with like buying houses, a mortgage company. So when that kind of shit the bed, he was like, look, someone offered $1.2 million for the land. What do you think? I was like, well, I'd rather keep the field open, but I get it, man. That's a lot of cash. Yeah. He was like, yeah, all right, we're going to shut it down then. And it is what it is, So we went to, we were bouncing around for a little while. We played at LVP, or I think it was called Cobra Command at the time or some shit. But we were traveling far. And then Ron, you guys familiar with Ron Butler?
I'm not personally, but I again, been through the area. He's another paintball patron. Nice, very good guy to everybody.
Fucking legend, man. The guy was, rest in peace. He was a beast. But he set up a private field for 2 years, and we got to play there until he unfortunately passed, right? But yeah, it sucks. Every time we've had like a real home base, we were able to put together a winner. At Atlas, we won in D2. And at the time, we didn't have like pro teams to practice against. Some of the ECE guys would come down, or Quiet Storm. That's how we met, like Brett, Goldberg, all those guys. And, Jake the Snake, he's a fucking animal. He's on the team right now. Again, one of my best friends in the world. And Mario, same thing, Mario Biganini. Those two guys come out of Long Island. I don't know where we'd even be without them. They're an integral part of the team, part of the heart, the core. I wouldn't even want to play if those guys weren't playing. You know what I mean? Just brothers for life. But they were fucking kids up this weekend. Just still animals, still in the game. Jake was just dicing people up all weekend. I think he sat maybe a point, World Cup, if we gave him that. And Mario played his ass off till he got injured, and then he coached a fucking gem. He was calling all the plays out there. Just like the paintball knowledge these guys have, But But we met a lot of dudes out there, and then so went from Atlas to bouncing around to PBA, and then again bouncing around a bunch, Long Live for a few years, things like that, and now we're settled back into Top Gun. They had approached us about coming down there. They had a big thing going on where they brought in Revo and some of those teams, Revo, however you say it, really good dudes, and we just thought that was a really good opportunity. We had known Big Jim forever, and obviously we want to practice the best teams, and it seems like they're making a pretty good home base down there for the area again, so we're happy to be a part of it, you know. But now we're at Top Gun, and that's pretty much where we've been all year. So
with that being said, you know, this year was kind of a crazy year, so kind of just go through this. Did you guys end up playing Vegas?
We played Vegas. We went 2-2. We lost the game we shouldn't have. We had 2 3-on-1s that we fucking dropped, and that was haunting us, you know. And then we didn't know what the hell was going to happen. It all shut down. And then when we found out there was going to be a World Cup, I almost fell over. I didn't think there was a chance in hell that was going to go on. Right. And one night, one of our guys, Funny, who lives in New Orleans, he hit me up. He's like, yo, what's the deal? Are we doing this? And long story short, I gave Jake the call, who's, you know, basically a captain, Dylan. I was like, what do you guys think? Do we want to do this? And everyone's like, yeah, we haven't seen a few of the guys that live far away, like Anton's in Russia. Funny was in New Orleans. We were like, fuck it, let's get the band back together and see what we could do. And obviously I'm glad we pulled it off. We had a pretty good result, and, you know, that shit catapults you. So we last minute threw it together. I think we were the 19th team to pay, and I think they were only taking 20. So we kind of snuck in, and yeah, the rest is history. We couldn't get the other squads there. We couldn't mobilize them in time. We were able to get a 5-man squad in, and then Al and Monica and them played 5-man, 10-man mounds, like all that shit. They cleaned up, but
they always do, man. You can't count them out on any mechanical anything, man. I've been seeing them around the world, Ecuador, Cancun.
You've never seen people like them. They play everything. Like they'll run up to the field, change jerseys, grab a mech gun, and run away. Come back, grab a Lux, run away again. Like you never know where they are. They're playing 3 tournaments in the same day, and like they just, if I can move the camera, like half of this one shelf is those bastards. They just come. Here's a trophy. Here you go, guys, and they run away again. You know, I mean, they are paintball. Those two, you know, they embody it. Monica's going to play the ultimate shootout this weekend, the girls' tournament, the 1-on-1s.
Oh hell yeah!
She got 4th at the last one, so you know, finals this time. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, you better come back, number 1, man. Represent the Northeast. Come on.
I have faith in her. She's going to do it. She probably just wasn't drinking enough beer, honestly. She needs her go-go juice. You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, yeah, for them for sure, dude. They're both of them. I mean, but her specifically, man.
Oh, yeah, I love them to death. They're animals. But, yeah, I mean, I guess you want to break down a couple, like how the matches went, things like that?
Man. Yeah, I mean, I would actually even like to start, like, with – so I know I've seen Funny around. So I know he moved to, you know, New Orleans. And I heard, well, I saw it in the post because, you know, I followed Jesters and then I saw his post. So I don't know. He was, if he didn't play with you guys, I know he was maybe going to play with the Hurricanes because now he's there and you end up playing the Hurricanes in finals. I know I've seen Anton. I'll go a little bit into the roster. This is just
sure.
I've seen Anton a little bit. I know he's a pro in Russia, and honestly, my favorite player, just because, like, legit, he played, I think his first paintball team was my paintball team, and we played Woods Ball as Cage, and, like, I've known that kid for a mad long time. So, you know, I've always followed the Jesters through him.
Listen to the names you're rattling off, right? All fucking savages in their own right. So Funny, that was like a 7 to 9 figure deal. We were able to pull a few million in at the last minute and steal them back from the Hurricanes. A lot of sexual favors, cash, things like that. But no, you know what happened? Funny, after last year, he's like, I want to go on this crazy adventure. I feel like I have to move to New Orleans. I think he was chasing a girl, but he still won't fess up to it. But he just like had it in his heart to go, you know, and Funny's a free spirit, so we let him go. Wanted to lock his ass down because, you know, it's not the same when he's not there every week. We miss the fuck out of him. But the Hurricanes guys are super good dudes. I had never met them till this tournament. Just like upstanding guys, fucking phenomenal team, obviously. If anyone watched the webcast, I don't think they lost all week. We went 6-0. Those fucks we went 6-1, and they went 7-0. But Funny was going to play with them if we didn't go to Cup. He's still a member of the Jesters. I don't know how it turned into him being a traitor. When Lori asked me for some clips before the game started, I just said, hey, he lives in New Orleans. He almost played for them. And I think it spawned into him being a traitor, which was super fun to listen to on the webcast. But, Funny's a jester.
Loyal guy, dude.
He just trains with them, and he was going to play with them for the event if we didn't play. Glad he played with us because he probably played the best event of his life. And we got a call after the first game. I think they touched on it in the webcast, right? He actually found out that his father had a heart attack in his sleep. I mean, rest in peace. He was definitely on that kid's shoulder for the event because he played like a fucking animal. We love Funny. He's our brother. My heart broke when I heard that news. And, we tried to do everything we could, as cheesy as it sounds, to get him a W that event, And we fell short, but I think he could tell we were going all out for him. You know what I mean? And it shows the fortitude that kid has to even hang in there and play the event, right? I mean, we can all say, would we be able to do that? Would I be able to? I don't know. You know what I mean? I've been through some shit in life, but he really he manned up, and he got it done, and that showed how much he cares about the squad. And then game 2, we lost Mario, who's I've never seen anyone play the middle like him with his shots off the break. I mean, and him going down was a huge fucking blow. And again, another team guy out of Long Island like Jake. They'll do anything for the team. These guys are the fucking people you want on your team. Mario picked up the clipboard. Nobody knows the game like him, and he just dove into it and called a stellar tournament. We had the right play every time. He scouted as much as he could. His son, Mario Jr., who's going to be another beast in a few years, he's our good luck charm. He's 3 for 3. We've made Sunday every time he comes. So
it's got to come every time now.
If we can only afford one plane ticket, that's the one we should buy. And Mario's wife, Leah, and she's there in the pits. It's a family atmosphere. But the roster is funny. I mean, that's his story. He's been on the team for years. He was there at our first big PSP win in 2008. So he's got some history with the squad. Anton, we picked up a few years ago. I don't know if you guys know Mark Barolo, played with the team for years. He owns Dana.
Yeah, he played on a couple tournaments with Ground Zero last year. I was going to ask you about him if he didn't come up. I'm glad this did.
Yeah, he's real close with Will Arroyo.
Will rocks,
Will either dates someone in Mark's family or some shit. I forget the story, but Will's another legend, right? But Mark had played for the team for years, and then he got the opportunity to go pro. We're not going to stop anybody. God bless. You know what I mean? Mark's also a fucking penalty magnet. Our penalties are down like 30 an event right now.
Boom. Let him go.
I got to throw my shit. Yeah, I got to throw my shit talking in there. But no, I love Mark. But for real, so many majors. Major Barola, what we call him. Well, when he was on the team still, I was like, Mark, we're short a couple guys. And he goes, all right, I got this kid, Anton. I think he's pretty good. So, like, the day before the event, Anton and then Barinnikov's dad, Malay's dad, Papa, who's another fucking savage, they come try out. We're scrimmaging another team. And Anton was literally shooting like 4 dudes a point. So I looked at Jake the Snake, who's like one of the captains, like, what do you think? He goes, I think we can find a point for him. You know, like,
I think we got a spot.
He did not play a point since. So he's been on the team maybe 2.5 years now, something like that. So more, 3 years? 2.5, yeah.
Fact check.
Consult with the team manager over here. But yeah, he's been a part of the team for 2.5 years. He flies in every event, comes in the weekend before, practices with us against whoever, and then Anton heads to the event. So we're super appreciative of him, obviously, not just on the field but off. It's a big commitment. When he leaves Russia, he's gone for 2 to 3 weeks, you know? So another one, he's part of the family, love the kid to death. And then we have Jake the Snake and Mario. Those two are best friends. They've been on the team, I think 10 years now. Mario and Jake were on Quiet Storm when we met them. And then they came over to our camp. But, huge parts of the team. Mario's been a little bit off and on a few years. When he was taking care of things like work or this, he's got a family, a kid. But I think he's back for good now. He's in the gym. He's just fucking getting tuned in. And, like, everyone's got to watch out when he gets back to it. He was I don't know if you guys, you're young. He was on Quiet Storm just like a beast back when he was 14, 15, when you'd play like 12 games an event, 13, 14, just crazy stuff. NYX and the Philly Americans had asked him to play back then when he was like 14 or 15. He was such a savage in the snake. His mom had worked at the Cousins Indoor, so he was playing like 2 days a week, both days on the weekends, before real life hits, obviously.
Right.
But, between him and then Jake, I can't even say enough good things about on the field and off. Again, these guys are family. They're not even teammates, and I don't throw that shit around lightly. But Jake plays literally fucking every point. He's a tank. I don't even know how he does it. We have to revive that kid some points. He's strapping up with 12 pods, shooting 18 people. Guys getting ready for the next game. He's Kobeing out. But, he's a field general. Like, when he's out there, you can't sleep. We will never throw the fucking towel, even if it's a 1-on-5 with him out there. And he won some big one-on-ones this weekend to propel us into the finals, which was huge. And then Cage, you said you played with, huh? Like, what team?
I played with him back in the day. He played on my Woods Bowl team, and then he played on Obnoxious, and then he joined you guys. So, like, he's someone that I've been following for a good while. And I remember, like, a PSP MAO, like, I think it was his first event, D1. I think he went from, like, D3 to D1. I don't even think he playid D2. And, like, I remember him getting, like, a 6th place, and he wasn't old enough to buy a beer. And I was like, bro, I got you. Like, I got you on. I'm like, I was walking back with, like, a bunch of them from the Master Blaster dudes. And I'm like, dude, here you go. I was like, I didn't buy these anyway. I'm like, good shit, man. Like, it was only a 6th place. I was like, next time you got to get, top 3. But I was like, here you go, kid. Like, I've always been a fan.
Him and Funny, like, finally fulfilled their destiny as, like, young jesters. Like, I always have faith in those guys. Like, it's in them, right? I think that's kind of what came together this week was, like, they finally believed in themselves all the way. Because, like, people can talk a lot of shit. We're here to win. We're here to this. But, like, until you have that fucking belief in yourself, right? And we've always believed in them. We could see what they were. But, like, they reached down inside and they just got it done. And, like, Cage is another one. He joined the team. I think he's been on the squad for 7 years now. So he played D3 or D4 his first event. And that prick got all the way to, like, Final Four in his first event. It took me 5 years of working hard with this team. Cage comes on first year. And he played some other dudes from Long Island, like the White Tea Gang. I think Morocco and some of those guys were on that squad.
Yeah.
So, like, they had some epic battles. They got top 4. Maybe they finished 3rd that event. But Cage was feasting in the snake. I kept seeing his Blue Ego or whatever the fuck gun he shot pop up in the snake. I'm like, God damn, this new kid's in there again. So he stayed on the grindstone, kept working, made it all the way up to the top squad. And, like, he's never going to go backwards. The kid's too hard of a worker. His paintball IQ increases every event, and he's just one of those dudes. I'm so thankful they found the team. Because when I see him going out there, like this event, he was playing that brick in the middle, and my first 3 points, I didn't play a ton of points. Not my field. Big fat guy in the back. The other guys were on fire. But the first 3 points I played without Cage, I've been bunkered. I don't think 3 times in the whole 10 years before this. My first 3 points, I got fucking destroyed. Like, my jersey must have had a target on the back. And, like, they weren't just running me down like, oh, here's one in your pack, bitch. It was like 40 on my back, right? But I got to play with Cage my 4th point. The other team got, like, 3 majors because he just kept shooting everybody off the break. And, it was a lot easier with him in there, I was like, dude, no more points without you this event, huh? But he's such an old man that the first day he couldn't play because he was, like, grabbing a gear bag off the turnstile or some shit at the airport and threw his back out. So, like, Cage the whole he's stretching, he's trying everything back at the house trying to get ready, and then thank God he was, because the second game we lost Mario, and then Cage was able to play, and then we were back to 7 players or whatever, and Cage took care of business. He didn't drop a beat. He was just fucking the guys up, running snake side every point, going up to that brick. He was shooting the little Templar in the corner. So he would stay late at practice, do drills, practice that shot, and, like, it paid off. He's putting the work in, and God bless. I mean, he went from D3, whatever, all the way up to semi-pro, and he's making a difference. And then we had a kid, Brandon, from Bomb Squad. His team wasn't going. He's friends with Funny. Funny's pretty cool with all the Bomb Squad guys. So he was like, I think this kid will fit in pretty well. He fucking hates everybody. He's pretty much like a jester. You know what I mean? Doesn't talk too many, and he fit right in. He does hate everyone. His anger was strong. But that kid's been playing D3, D4. This was his first semi-pro event, and I mean, he was handling business. We were sending him on the craziest routes. He's fast as fuck. So thank God he stepped in again, helped us out, another pair of legs, because we were dropping like flies with injuries, things like that. And the last guy, Dylan, I don't know if you guys know him or not. Tall guy, other captain, been around since the beginning. His wife is pregnant with their third kid, and a few weeks before Cup, he wasn't feeling well, things like that, and he kind of had to back out, which we have to respect, right? With all the things going on. I mean, we obviously gave extra effort because we wanted to make him proud back home. He's been on the team since the start. I started it with him. So that propelled the guys a little more. We didn't want to call him saying we fucking lost, Yeah.
Right.
So it was super, I don't know, it just made me super proud when him and all the other guys, our wives and everything, were able to see the results that we made it to the finals, It was a pretty hard fought battle, that event. And like a breakdown on the games. Oh, and Peterson jumped in too, that traitorous bitch. He played with us for a bunch of years. He was playing with Wolfpack. I don't know if it was last year or this year, whatever, but they weren't going to Cup. Straza played with Mutiny. I saw Tiger running around out there. I think a few other guys were there, you know what I mean? But Peterson was looking for a squad. He hit me up, asked if we had any room, and I was waiting to hear from a few other guys whether they could get off work or not last minute, and Peterson was a good fit. We knew how the kid played, and he fucking played like an animal. He had a few moves that saved games. I mean, just, again, really fortunate that he jumped in and he played really well. And, he was part of the team for years, so he fit right back in, It was like putting an old pair of gloves on or whatever the fucking saying is.
Right.
Strolls in 2 minutes before games, though. Still a total piece of shit, Peterson, if you look. Man never carried a case of paint from the fucking paint truck in his life,
Oh, he's one of those. I got you.
Yeah, him and Mark, same thing, dude. Love these guys, but Jesus Christ, But
yeah,
that was it. And then the games, I mean, they were all wars. You really don't play anybody easy in semi-pro. I mean, when we started playing X-Ball years ago, you'd go to an event, and there'd always be two teams on your schedule that you were like, all right, this is going to be an easy one. Now everybody's good, So we didn't get a practice slot because we couldn't get like a 4:30, a real late one, and all the guys fly in early. Should I get into the games, or was there anything else you had questions on?
No, man, go into the games, dude.
Yeah, we'd love to hear how the games went down, especially for our listeners maybe that don't keep up with the semi-pro, whatever. Tell us what happened, man.
Yeah. So first game, we play the New England Hurricanes, right? I see Keith DeVitt in the parking lot. There's a fucking hurricane in Florida. I was like, man, this is probably a bad omen, huh? We're playing the Hurricane. And we went up 3-0 on those guys. And then they switched some shit up and came back really hard. So it was 3-3. And we're standing under the scorer's tent, and there's like 45 seconds to go. And I looked at the score clock. When you get one of those feelings like you're about to pull some shit off? Just had a feeling we were going to win a quick point, Oliver Lang style dynasty, Dallas, 2000, whatever. I'm like,
right, you're just like, you're like, this is going to work. This is going to work right now.
Yeah, you just get that weird feeling, right? So it's pouring. I mean, it's fucking miserable. We love shitty weather because we feel like all the soft people hate it. We're just like, This is great, right? So I go back to the pit.
Yeah,
like, fuck it, let's do this, right? We're a bunch of Vikings. So I was like, guys, listen, if we get that Kobe 1 or Kobe 2, right, our kills off the break, let's just fucking punch it. Let's just go. And lo and behold, we dropped 1 or 2 real fast. And the guys, I think, won in like 35 seconds. I don't think it was even enough time to play another point, but it was a quick one. So, all these teams are great. We get out with the W. We go into the next match against CEP, who I think was killing it last year in D2. Another old team. I mean, they've been around for a while. They had a pro squad. So, we know it's going to be a hard game. They do their due diligence, their scouting. We see them out there. And we were able to hold off, beat them. I don't think we trailed, honestly, in any game until that finals match or the last day. But we beat them 6-4. It was a really good game. Anton had a few big moves on the Snake side. The Dorito side, Funny and Peterson, they did work. And guys in the middle handled business. So, again, we got up points. And then a theme with our squad is we love to give points back and make it really interesting. I don't know what the fucking problem is there, but
it's for the viewers. For the viewers, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. We want to keep people entertained. We're the Jesters, right? Mm-hmm. So we win that one 6-4, and we go back to the house 2-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cage at this point hasn't played a point. Funny had found out about his dad in between 1 and 2, those games. And Mario got injured coming out to the D side in that second game. So, the squad is kind of patchwork, but these guys are all men. We're holding it together, right?
Right.
So we have the quick team meeting, nothing extensive, but we just talked about like visualization, right? Don't say you're going to win if you don't think it. Like, let's come back to this fucking house after day 2, 4-0. Let's sit by the pool, watch the webcast, watch the pros, relax, go help the 5-man squads, whatever. Lo and behold, we get to the field the next day. Who was the first team we played, Tosh? Blast Camp, another good team, right? All these squads are good. They have big backing. We heard they're shooting 60 cases a day every weekend while they're playing scrimmaging, aftermath, shit like that. We're playing them again up. We realize it's not entertaining for the people on the sidelines. We give a few points back, you know what I mean? Make it interesting. And then one of the kids in front of the pit, he shushed me. He gave me like one of these, like a little shush action. And, like, you know how the guys on your team, like, you could fuck with each other, but when someone else fucks with you, like, they take it personal?
Yep, 100%. I'm the same way, dude.
Yeah, he did that shit right in front of Funny, who's, like, my little brother. I'm the king of North Jersey. He's the South Jersey king. And I knew it was a wrap after that. They just fucking punished these guys off the field the rest of the points. But, again, not talking shit. They're a really good team. We come out of that one 3-0. We're feeling good, you know what I mean? And at that point, we realize that we probably made it into Sunday, you know what I mean? Right. There's only 19 teams, so you had to be in the top 8, which is a tough cut because it's all one huge bracket. You can't really flip up. I don't think one team at 2-2 even moved on. So you pretty much had to have 3 wins, I believe, to move on. But we were undefeated. There was only 2 other teams undefeated at that point, so we were feeling pretty good. And we decided to try a few different looks against Arsenal. You know what I mean? So our last game's Arsenal. We scrimmaged against them the 2 weekends leading up. First weekend, we played them and Revo. Second weekend, Revo was playing NYX a lot at Top Gun. So we played Arsenal a lot day 1. And then, do you guys know you have to know Leverage, actually, Waldo.
Yeah, Leverage.
Yes, XL, yeah. Leverage so those guys, they're a fucking good team, man. Chris Sanborn hit me up. He was like, you guys want a scrimmage? And we played them that whole second day, which was a great scrimmage. They're a really good young team. They're winners. They know how to win, and I don't care what division you're in. If you know how to get that shit done, you're going to be good in any division. So we played them all day. We worked on some stuff, talked to them about a few adjustments they can make, but good squad. They know what they're doing. So we played Arsenal at the event. They beat us in Vegas. We're cool with a few of those guys, but usually shit starts at practice with them. But, they had a player, Chronic, who was on first X-Ball event we ever played. He was on our team there. So we're cool with a few of them, Christian, a few of those guys.
They've been around a long time, too, those guys. Arsenal Predators, they've been playing a long time.
Yeah, they were big with 7-man, obviously, right? I mean, they used to do work. So, they have experienced players. We don't want to lose to them. They got us in Vegas. And you never want to lose to local guys too, so you have that little bit of extra juice. But I think the game was real. I think it was pretty close, through the first half, and then we just put the gas pedal down and pulled away. I think that ended up we mercied them 8-3 or whatever it was. Good guys. It wasn't their game, event, whatever. And we were on fire. So we closed out prelims 4-0, and then we got everyone got Saturday off. So we went back, regrouped a little bit, tried to heal up, and then we knew whoever we played on Sunday, they're all good teams. Doesn't really matter who you see on your schedule.
Right.
You better bring your fucking your A game.
Yeah, bring your lunch pail.
Yeah, that's it. So the Empire Paint was shooting lights out all event. We were pretty lucky. We were just like, all right, if this is like this on Sunday, we're going to be off to the races. So we drew A team. I think they're out of the Maryland area also.
Maryland, yeah.
Yep.
Another phenomenal fucking squad, right? And we hadn't got to scout them a lot. So, we're hitting up friends. What do these guys do? I got to see one game. Mario, though, he called it phenomenal. He put together a game plan against those guys. I mean, I'd always rather have him on the field. Do not get me wrong. That kid can shoot 4 to 5 guys a game. But put together a solid plan, and we were able to, come out 1 point ahead. We scored more than them. I think it was a 5-4 game, really good. Maybe we were up 5-3, and they scored a crazy point at the end, some shit like that. But we were lucky. We held them off. And we realized we're 2 wins away from hoisting the fucking World Cup, right? So it's settling in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So close, bringing it home. Next game we had, who was it, Tush? What?
Carolina Crisis.
Sorry, all these teams look alike to me. No one's got a jersey as cool as ours, so it's like they all look the same to me. So we're playing Carolina Crisis, another good team, right? Good laners, everything else. Respect for that organization. All these teams we played, I have the utmost respect for. It's a coin flip on any given day. Some days it goes in your favor, but with Carolina Crisis, I think we were able to, get up on them again. And I think actually, this is the first time we had to come from behind. They were up 5-2 on us. It was looking real fucking dicey. I called my wife after the game. She was like, yeah, you were down 5-2. I started to get the kids dressed to go to my mom's. I'm like, you fucking gave up on us? What the fuck? And, all my friends, when they were hitting us up after the game, they were like, we knew you could do it. You guys have done it in the past, but we saw the score, and then the whole thing was glitching out, and then basically the next news they got was we won. So it was 5-2, and we heard one of the kids talking to his mom or some shit on the sideline, and he was like, yo, we're playing on the pro field. Some shit like that. Like they already bad move, man. We were down
fighting words, man. Those are fighting words.
Yeah, we were down 5-0 to Raiden once, 3-0 to Raiden. Ask Sauceman about how those turned out for him. We had
a legendary team, dude. Raiden was a solid camp.
Oh, they were so good, man. A lot of their guys are still in the game too. Zach Geiger, Kyle Bowen playing Energy. Sauceman was coaching Mutiny. He played with us for years. Dimitri played with us for years. He came from that camp. Yeah.
How did that end up all? Because you had a lot of guys that ended up. The guy that plays on Outlaws now, or I don't, right?
Weinrob, yeah.
Not to go completely off, but I mean,
how did
that even happen?
So basically, I think a big part of life is just outlasting people, right? And for some reason, we have like a really thick skull. We kind of outlast teams. And that's just like the fortitude of our characters, right? I don't think you're finding people like Funny, Jake, Dylan, Mario, like all these guys, right? Cage. There's just like something inside, I think, that they're just tough people, and that goes all the way down. Tesh, our team manager, Al, Monica. It's just like a certain thing, right? But with Sauceman, we had played against him on Raiden. He never beat us in a game that counts. How about that, Sauceman? I hope you're listening. But no, they're a great team. Our first big win came against them. We got 4th place the event before in Phoenix in 2008. Played them in North Carolina. It was an epic game. The sidelines were insane. It was back when you could coach. Everyone's fist fighting on the sidelines. Just a war. They were up 3-0. We pulled it back and went to town and got them. But no, those guys are great. But when Raiden had fallen apart, maybe the funding ran out. I don't know. We were able to pick up Matt, and then he said, yo, we got this killer Snake player, Dimitri. Why don't I bring him along, right? So we were playing the Chicago event that year. Those guys jumped in. I think we picked up Harris that event, Hussein, and his brother jumped in. We didn't have room for him on that squad. He was playing on one of the lower teams, but I think it was just friends knowing friends, and like this kid, right. Josh Siegelman, who played on Denver Altitude. He goes, yo, I got this guy, Dave Weinrob. He's going to be the best player on your team. I was like, yo, put the brakes on for a second. Dave's a beast. But, I was like, all right, let's see what he's got. So basically half the team was throw together that event. The other half was Jesters. And we marched through. We picked up this kid, AJ Trillett. I don't know if you know him. He's an infamous player. Something happened with him. He's one of the best players I've ever seen, a fucking superstar. But we used him that event. And, we marched through. I think Lyft got us in the prelims. Cyril and a couple of them were cheating their asses off. But they beat us that game. And we drew them again in the final game. And Mario was on their team at the time. and we beat them maybe by 1 or 2 points. Salzman hung the flag at the end, double knee slide. It was an epic move. But that was our first win in D1. I think that was our first win in D1. Next event, we took fourth. And Matt, who was a huge player on the team, again, played every point. He was, I don't know if you guys ever got to see him play. I'm busting his balls this whole podcast, but he was a fucking phenomenal player. Like, I think he finished the last year they did stats. He was top 10 in the NXL. I mean, just just a really, really fucking good back center player, an animal. He went to play for Vicious when he left the squad. Top flight team, obviously. But yeah, I don't know, just from playing events, meeting a ton of people, we were able to, and fortunate enough to have these really talented players come through the organization. Some of them lifelong friends with, some of them, like Harris, just busting his balls constantly every event. Him, Bo Milo, and a few of those guys.
They all came from the
organization for a while, and then they left for whatever reasons. Won World Cup, and then
they quit in the middle of it, right? Didn't they quit in the middle of it?
Yeah. Yep. Few players on the team didn't see eye to eye on certain things. Harris wants to be at the buffet all the time. They're trying to smack the food out of him. But no, I love Harris. But guys just didn't see eye to eye. That's all. He played hard the whole time he was on the team. I always appreciate his efforts. Arslan, Bo, they brought a lot of players to the team too while they were on it. Really good dudes. They love the game. And then they had gone to start the Outlaws. So I always root for those guys when they're playing. I want to see them do well in pro. Obviously, we're going to get some practices against them next year. Another really good team, obviously. They've done pretty well for themselves, Yeah,
right, I'd say so.
Yeah, without a doubt, right? Then Mark was on the team since he was on our D4 squad. He worked his way up. He really wanted to play pro, and he had played for Elevation for a few events. And then I guess the team kind of either fell apart or got relegated, whatever it was, and now he's on Thunder, which is, those guys take the game serious. There's a lot of OGs over there. He's going to learn a lot with those guys. And at World Cup, he had a fucking phenomenal event. If they could have held off against Heat, they would have moved on too, So there's a million other guys. At the end of the day, I wish everybody well that played for us. Most of them. Some of the guys can fucking die and I wouldn't care. But, a lot of those guys are good dudes. Yeah, Wine Rob, he lives in Colorado, so that, again, it's another tough thing when you get practices together and these guys live everywhere else. But he got an opportunity to play for the Outlaws, and he's been there ever since. God bless. Another team with good backing, good opportunity for the kid and everything else. So wish him well. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's definitely more. We've had about 15 or 20 pros come through our camp. And that definitely says a lot for the team, That's not me talking shit. It's a collective. It's the efforts and the energies of all the guys. I mean, I have to give props to everyone that's ever worn the jersey. I hope they learned a lot playing for us. And, I think it's changed. This isn't in a conceited way. I think it's changed the trajectory of paintball in the Northeast, Atlas, the team, all that stuff, And I love paintball. I will not go anywhere. I've never been on another team. We're here to stay. I think people talk shit, but I think the track record backs it up. You know what I mean? We all just love the game too much, and we would do anything to push it forward. People say a lot of things like, we're the guys at the field on Sunday. We're like a kid's walking by with a Titman, and they ask to jump in, and we let them come in every fucking time.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the strength of the team. The players on the team. A lot of IQ there. We had some tough years where we were learning how to win again, but I know we're back. You know what I mean? We're on the upswing again, so it's definitely good. But yeah, I mean, we've had so many players come through the camp that met a lot of people, and with the guys in pro, I think we had guys playing in the finals of the World Cup, on the pro field come through our camp. So it's pretty cool. It makes you proud to see. And when you see these guys at events, it's like seeing missing family members. It's always cool.
Yeah.
So, and then at Cup, I guess back to that, we was it A-Team, Blast Camp, and then, the final game against the Hurricanes. We were down 5-2 in the game before, and we brought it all the way back to 5-5. Jake the Snake had to win 2 one-on-ones, you know. And I don't know how to explain this, but, like, when he got in those one-on-ones, it looked like the guy he was playing against was just fucking done. Jake somehow looked like a big-ass anime lion, like, prowling the jungle, and the kid, I don't know, they just look like little bunny rabbits about to get fucking eaten. I would have bet my whole life savings, 401k, my house, everything, that Jake was just going to take those kids down, and he did, you know? And I think whenever you have a successful event, you look at all those points that kind of went your way, and they could have very easily gone the other way, right? It bounces and the guy shoots him. Anton is a Russian assassin. He won 1 million games with big points. Funny won some one-on-ones, big games. Cage was wrecking motherfuckers. Mario's calling plays. I mean, they just all, you know, even just coaching. Mario tells Cage, go here and look this way. You haven't done it all event. Catches 3 guys, we win the point we need. You know what I mean?
Bang.
Peterson had a few big points where it was dicey and he pulled it out. It was just like that. But in that clutch moment, you know, Jake, he's one of those guys that, like, and his saying is, like, every time I step on the field, I expect to win. And, you know, he speaks with his gun. He's not that guy in the pit that's screaming, right? He comes in, he pulls everybody off. Yo, the score is 0-0, whatever the score is. Let's reset and just do what we have to do the next play. And, man, that motherfucker, he talks with his gun, you know what I mean? And he was just putting kids in the dirt like he usually does. It's not that it was surprising, you know what I mean? But
yeah, you know that, man. You've been to war with them thousands of times, man.
So many, right? It's just those guys that, like, you wouldn't even want to do it if they weren't playing anymore, you know what I mean? Like a brother for life. If he called me at 2 a.m. stuck in, like, you know, Colombia or something, I'd figure out how to get on the next fucking plane. Exactly. He's like one of those guys. And we bring it back 5-5. Right, so now we go to overtime. Something like 10 seconds left on the board. I said, why don't we just go to overtime? The coach agreed. 5-on-5, right? Our guy, Brandon, the new guy, slides into the center brick, or he does the up and over into the snake, that move that was popular. Mm-hmm. He goes headfirst in the bunker. He didn't think he got shot. I don't know, but he had a ton of paint up here, and they pulled a minor on him. So we get a fucking penalty. Yeah, dude. Penalty and OT. We're all in the pit like fuck, right? When that flag goes up. And if it was a red, the event's over in overtime, right?
Yep.
So we throw a minor, 3-on-5. And I think he got Jake pulled, which is obviously terrible. And then Anton, Funny, and Peterson just made some crazy moves, shoot a couple guys real quick. I don't even know what the fuck they did. It was some magician shit. But like 5 seconds later, all 5 guys were dead on the other side, and we knew we were going to play in the finals match, you know? There's always a little bit of magic on those runs. I mean, this was I was counting. Since we started playing X-Ball, that was our 28th podium. And you know, it's not easy. Every time you do it, and we've had some losing years, we've had way more winning years, but every time you get on that fucking podium, there's got to be a little magic, right? Maybe it was Dad shining down on us, coupled with the tons of paint we shot at Top Gun the 2 weekends to try to learn the field. But, yeah, you know, we got in that final match. We cruise over to the pro field. You know, it's just a surreal feeling playing in the stadium at World Cup, or in front of everybody. And we saw a bunch of the guys from Brave, you know, and all them. Yeah. A lot of hometown guys. Leverage was in the pits right before us.
Right.
So, you know, we're feeling good. Everyone was just tired as fuck, and we kind of ran out of gas. Not an excuse. Those guys were killer, the Hurricanes. They deserved to win. They outplayed us. They pulled out every close point. My hat's off to them. You know, not that I want to lose, but I can stomach it losing to a good team like that, a bunch of classy dudes. You know what I mean? They earned it. They were better than us that game, and we kind of had run out of gas, and we never won any of those close points that you need to win. You know what I mean? If they got a penalty where you're like, all right, we're back in it, we'd somehow get a penalty too, or lose a few guys real quick. And, you know, they came with a good game plan. They executed, and congrats, you know. Hopefully we get them next event. I don't know if they're going to move up. I don't know if a semi-pro team's moving up, but I think they won the series.
Yeah, they did win the series, but I heard they weren't going to do that. But, like, it's just like the same thing technically, like Dynasty won the overall, but there's no series because it's 2 events, or you know what I mean? I don't know, but you never know. They could take 4 pro teams in the offseason.
Yeah, you really never know. Yeah. You definitely don't know. We, that was another cool thing. I can remember when Dynasty was formed. I've been playing that long. And like we were in the pits. I don't know, man. I'm 41. It's still fucking cool to be in the pits.
No, I hear you, dude. You're still it's paintball, dude. Paintball brings the kid out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what we live for, man. It's what we live for. So like we're in the pits. Tyler and Marcelo were in there. I was talking to you guys know Victor Gamboa. He owns G2.
G2. Yeah. Yep.
I was talking to him about his paintball jersey collection and stuff because I have a pretty sizable stash myself.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to weasel my way in, and he's like, no, dude, they're putting something cool together out in Arizona. I'm going to get in there and see his paintball museum when it's up and running. He's building some kind of really cool display out there. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, real. He's got all kinds of
the trophies from Dynasty.
He's got all kinds of trophies, yeah, but he's got if you go on his Instagram, dude, like I've got a few Greenspan jerseys, this guy, that guy, he has like 30 fucking Greenspans in one picture. You know, he collects all their old guns, everything, but he was saying he has like Alex Rodriguez's last, I think, outfit on Dynasty, like cleats, pants, jersey, everything. Kyle Spica's last Dynasty get up, you know, things like that. So sounds like he's building something really cool over there, you know, but I mean, we're in the pits. It's World Cup. The fucking Dragon's back, right? It felt like the Jesters were back. It was just like, I don't know, what a way to end the season. You know what I mean? Losing sucks in that last game, but like when you sit back and reflect, like the efforts my teammates put forth, like I'm just lucky that those guys are on my squad. You know what I mean? They really, they broke their fucking asses for those 4 days in Florida. Hats off. And like, you know, I don't know, like I said, being in the pits with Dynasty, it was just cool. You felt like that magic again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just fucking savages. But yeah, that's it. I mean, we only had the 2 events this year. Next year, I hope there's more, you know. But next year is actually our 25th anniversary as a team.
That's insane.
Well, so now you have to win World Cup. Dynasty won on their 20th. It's their 25th, you know.
Dude, if we win, I'm taking you out for steak.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Calling it out here on the podcast.
I like that, dude. I like that. You know? Yeah, I'll owe you steak at World Cup next year, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? But,
that's what I'm saying,
you know, our goals as a team are to, you know, we were very big at one point. We had a lot of douchebags on the squad. Guys you don't want to deal with as you get older. You know, paintball guys. But we're at a point now where we're going to start recruiting again. We had a few-year goal where we wanted to return our blue squad to, you know, winning, right? And we had a few guys that were on the team that left because they wanted more playtime, things like that. And they were friends of ours. And, you know, I wish them all well. But it had freed up space to get a few more other players in. And we kind of got guys that fit the bill, what we needed. And the team, I'm not talking shit on those other guys, right? I'm just saying we were able to get in a position where we could put the players in that we know we needed again. And that was it. You know, last World Cup, we lost to the Tauntauns, or we would have been top 4 again. Vegas, we kind of stepped on our dicks a little bit, and now this World Cup, we got second. So I feel like we're on a, you know, big trajectory upwards. We have, you know, got the right pieces in place. Cage, Funny, the young guys, they're like really swinging dick now, and hopefully the sky's the limit, you know what I mean? Next year, our goals are to make the podium a few times, take a first again, be a consistent Sunday team, get little Mario to every event, obviously. That kid's fucking good luck. Get some, you know, growth stunt in his drinks because he'll be a hell of a snake player if he stays that height. But we're going to be recruiting big time. We want to build a few squads again and then work with other teams in the area, you know, to help coach or help out just teams we see traveling, you know, to events that don't have pit help coach, whatever. Like we want to step in and really help rejuvenate the way like the TSXL is, man. You know what I mean? Like that shit is so big for the area to have local X-Ball leagues like that. The way we started playing was playing a local 5-man at Cousins. And it turned into one of the longest running legendary, you know, Northeast teams that there is. Not even Northeast, fuck that, like in the world, right? 25 years is a long time. We've had a lot of players come through, like, I don't know. There's
Dynasty.
What's up?
It's longer than Dynasty.
Yeah, man.
Wish about that, dude.
Wish we had their fucking resume. Jesus Christ. And Tyler.
Budget.
But you know, yeah. next year, Sundays consistently. We're rebuilding the feeder program big time. Those teams will return to dominance sooner rather than later. We're going to put a big focus on that. And then the last one, and this probably sounds really stupid, we want to come out with really, really sexy fucking gear next year. For the 25th, if we don't come out with cool jerseys and shit like that, I mean, what's the point? You know what I mean? We're going to have some
branding,
few jersey designs they're working on right now already because, we're juiced up. We're riding the wave right now. You know what I mean? That's what a nice podium and seeing the boys kicking everybody's ass will do. So we're trying to ride that in, and we're definitely going to get to some TSXL next year. We tried to do it this year, and never kind of worked out. And then finally, we were going to do the one before Cup, and then they called Cup, and we're not rich, so it's just like one or the other.
I hear you, dude. It was one or the other, dude. You know what I mean? So it happens. And now that we have some more, you have more time to plan, and like you're saying, like a podium at a national event, that gets you excited. It gets people on the lower tier excited. It gets everybody in the area excited.
Everybody.
You guys leverage, and then that, New Jersey Riot, like, people are kind of like, all right, like New Jersey's coming back strong. And I mean, going to what you were saying, and kind of wanted to bring this up because you've been around a while and you've gone through, you had a challengers team, you've had all different division, high years, low years. I mean, as far as, like you said, as far as, these other teams in these other areas, like, like Paintball Fit and these somewhat factory teams, is like they're shooting a lot of paint. And I always feel for like our area. I'm like, it's like we shouldn't be as good as we are, but we also are as good as we are because we don't have those helps.
Yeah, no, you're right. It breeds the Northeast definitely breeds like a certain type of character. I think New Jersey actually just won most hated state in the country. I was in a customer's house. I work for an HVAC company. And I heard the news report. It was like most hated state in the United States. I'm like, it's Jersey. I don't even have to listen to the fucking guy say it. You know what I mean? We take pride in that. We really don't give a shit, But like for us, I mean, we can't even get good weather to practice all year. We're always so jealous of like the Florida teams, the California teams, these guys in Arizona. But, we try to make the best of it, like just like you guys do and everything else. And, I feel like we're on the cusp of something now. I feel like with Corona, obviously it's a terrible thing. Anybody impacted, Tim Montressor, God damn, that was the nicest guy in the world. It seriously broke my heart to see the bunkers with his face on it out there. I mean, we're a lot. And like to see that he's the nicest guy you ever met. He really is. Not that I was super close, but he was our rep,
Right.
So I know we lost some good ones, but if there's one thing that happened, I feel like a lot of people reset. There's a big resurgence now with the local stuff, I feel like, because people weren't playing other things. And, I just feel like local is where people are going to grow into national. So it's like we have to support local fields. We have to support local paintball. I feel like a big thing in the industry, everybody says in 2008-9 when the housing market crashed, people had less disposable income, which is true. But what really I think was going on at the time was when we got into it, I mean, you guys, I'm sure you still have cousin stores. You'd go to the local store. You'd fucking hang out. I mean, the guy Dylan on our team used to make these mixtapes of us winning and put it on loop at the store, just brainwashing little kids like, yo, come join the Jesters. They never lose, So, like, we'd hang out at the store. We'd go play. We'd just have a ball. And, like, I think a lot of the internet stuff just killed a lot of the local stores, which obviously a lot of stores were linked to fields. And then when, the housing market hit, I think there was just so many factors that kind of just fucked the whole thing up big time. You need those hangouts. I know the world has changed, but like, we used to be at the paintball store on a Friday night, it was the go-to. Everyone's in there reading paintball. What was it called? It was someone in New York that would write it. Yeah, dude. You'd be in there checking the magazines. You're on War Pig, seeing how Avalanche did. You'd wait for your Trauma Head sports tape to come out 3 months after a fucking event, to watch one 10-man game. I don't know. It was just sick. It was a different time. There was so much excitement, but I don't know. I feel like it's trending in the right direction again. Players are fucking good, man. These D3 teams would have taken apart some of the D1 teams a few years back, If you watch like that first year NXL compared to what these guys do now, they're such technicians. it's incredible how good these fucking guys are in pro. And I don't know, man. Hopefully everyone can do their part and we can, bring this thing back to front and center. I don't know if it's ever going to be a TV sport, but like, who fucking cares? You know what I mean?
I agree, dude. I agree, bro. Like,
who cares? It really wasn't back then, and look how great it was back then. So, like, does it really fucking matter?
No, it really doesn't. I mean, it was surreal. We were stopping in to eat after a practice one day at like a Fuddruckers or something, and they had ESPN on. You remember that event at Foxwoods or whatever it was called? That indoor event that Smart Parts did?
Smart Parts Championship.
Bro, we're coming home from practice. We're eating hamburgers, and fucking paintball's on the TV. I was like, this is heaven, man. The coolest thing ever. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see where it takes us. I just know I'm confident that we do our part, you know what I mean, as a team. We have for a long time. I mean, you guys are doing your part with the podcast. Tyler and Marcelo are bringing up a lot of stories. There's some pioneers out there. Hold on one second. Yo, Tesh. Yo, can you shut that door? Yeah. Stop making out up there. This fucking guy brought cheesesteaks over, so all the boys are stopping by now from work, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was pretty surreal to see it on TV, but I mean, honestly, everyone should go out and buy the webcast, support that way. It's the same thing, man. Go watch the games, have a ball, and maybe one day I'll be, playing in the Masters Division, 85, sweet white beard, no hair up here, and I will be on TV, and I'll shoot you guys. Hey, what's fucking wrong? Look at this shit. But until then, it's what we love. We want to be at events, trying to punish motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And making friends, and that's it. Hopefully, we never have to stop. You know what I mean?
I don't think you are, dude. If you haven't stopped in 25 years, man, I think. I think you're in it for life. I mean, you got a lot of trophies behind you. I mean, just looking at that wall and stuff, there's PSPs, there's locals or anything like that. Is there one, or if you can even find it in there, is there one that's your favorite? Or
if you, let's see, let me see if I can give you the quick. All right. So like this shelf here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the only Jester jersey I have hanging up. It's from a teammate who unfortunately passed away, Max.
Damn.
Like this little corner is real special ones to me. I don't think I've even told guys on the team this. So like if you look up here, that's 4th place Phoenix 2008, right?
Okay.
This one right here was actually when we had a hockey team. So it's the only hockey trophy up here. It took us years. We had a hockey team too. I mean, maybe that's why we're savages. This is our first series title in the NXL or PSP. I had gotten 2nd, 3rd, shit like that with the boys, but never 1st. And then the one behind it is our first place trophy ever, which was at Straza's field before it was his. It was called New Breed at the time or something like that. And now Straza. Yeah, Straza owns it. It's a top-notch field. A lot of teams play there. But that was our first 5-man win. That's what these 2 pictures are. First local win and then first national win, which was 2008. But those trophies mean a lot because until you win, like I said, you almost don't believe you can. And we fucking believed we could, man. Like, we worked our fucking asses off. And, it's hard to go 0-4 or 2-2 or whatever, event after event, and just like keep that belief, and we never fucking wavered. We had a different cast of guys. Some of those guys play. I don't think too many of them play still, but they had gone on to play for other teams. Whatever, fucking soft. But Dylan was there, and he was our best player from day one. He would have to win some points single-handedly, but that Phoenix event, we had 50-something penalties, right? There's no way we should have been in the final. Yeah, it's no joke. 58 penalties. It set a league record. They came and told us. And a lot of them were for trying to murder refs, things like that. And we had to play a game in the finals against, forget the name of the team. Maybe it was Palm Beach Vipers, another team before them. But we had to play the whole game 3-on-5. Dylan shot the guy running to the left corner with his first few balls and then switched to the right corner and laned both corners almost every point.
Jesus.
That's not some like folklore. That's a real deal. Dude, people can't
Real
lane
deal. On the map.
There's no bullshit like on my kids. You know, guys can't lane one dude going to a corner. He shot both fucking corners. Just like even try to fathom that for like 2 minutes, right? We somehow win a game playing 3-on-5 in old school X-ball. Like, we didn't have to win 5 points. We had to do it for 25, 30 minutes, where the fuck it was. And then we got into the Final Four. We won the next game. The refs were cool. They let us play 5-on-5 most of that one. And then we got into the finals. We didn't know how to win yet, but we fought some hard games. We played TPA Revolution. Sam Monville was on the team, Drew Heyer, guys like that. So, you know, they were tough games. And then the very next event, we won, you know. So that one made me really proud because it was something we were trying to do for about 5 years, was get onto the podium at a national. And we fucking did it, you know, and the rest is history, you know. So, I don't know. Those are the ones I'm most proud of, though. Those were like the first time we did it before we knew we could. You know what I mean? And then, honestly, this last one, I'm definitely super proud of. The guys killed it. But I don't know. I have a saying, my favorite trophy is the next one. So the next one's my favorite one, right? I don't know where I got that from, but it always sticks in my head, you know?
Dude, so. I mean, you know, I'm the same way. It's like we were at a tournament and his brother's like, yo, he's like, yo, you happy? We won. It was like it was the semifinals or whatever. He's like, yo, you happy? And he's like, you're never going to be happy. I'm like, if we win the event, I'll be happy for 24 hours. Then I'm not happy anymore.
It's back to the drawing board, right? I mean, it's just, and it's good. It's definitely good. And winning is the best. I don't care if you're playing D5, fucking 2-man, 3-man, 5. Like, winning is winning, man. First place, it's just the best. And like our team had won since we started, and then we started playing nationals. And you know, you have to learn to win again. And back then, like, we developed our own drills. Like, we didn't know. We were trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Yeah. There was no one to really watch. We got to see NYX a couple times when we went up to Newburgh. You know, playing against like Detroit Thunder, shit like that. That was always great. But I don't know. Once we learned how to win,
they were teaching you by bonus balling you off the field. It wasn't like,
dude, you don't understand. Like those guys, like Pete Riley, Mooner, all those guys, right? Fucking animals. Yeah. Billy Bernaccio was playing up there at the time. I think he was on Hogan's Alley. I don't know. You'd see like a lot of legends in the game. I mean, who's a better player than that dude, right? So these guys were up there. We're watching them play against Detroit Thunder. We're waiting to go play on the hyperball field, right? Mm-hmm. And someone on Detroit Thunder cheated, and Pete Riley or one of those guys was talking shit to him. And I don't remember who made this threat, so I don't want to just say a name.
Right.
They cheated again the next point, Detroit Thunder. It was like Mitch Carter and all those guys. And he goes, yo, one of the NYX guys goes, yo, I'm going to go to my car. Let's see you wipe this shit. He was going to his car to get a gun.
Yeah, dude.
These guys are crazy. And the Detroit Thunder guys jumped in a minivan and just fucking raced out of there. They didn't undress. I don't even know if they grabbed their guns. But, you know, some of the stuff from back then, it was the first time I had seen this shit. Like, NYX was sponsored by Dye at the time. Dude, they brought a fucking skid of stuff out to give those guys the one practice we were there. So, you know, we're a bunch of kids trying to figure out how to get paint for the day, you know, just to play the final. And, you know, you're selling your prizes from the event before just to pay for that one, the typical shit. And they dropped a skid, and, like, Max Lundquist and those guys were like, maybe I'll take yellow lenses. Maybe I'll take this. And it's just, dude, a mountain of shit. I'm like, this is so cool. You know?
That's how it was back then, man.
Yeah, these guys are legends, you know? But, yeah, we always rooted for them. They were the local pro team, you know? So it's cool that these guys brought the name back. It was a smart move for them too. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's already built-in stuff there, but yeah, I don't know. New York, New Jersey, like it's just always going to be our paintball up here, and I think it's different than anywhere else. Not to disrespect anybody, I just think we're, you know, a different breed of players, man. You know,
dude. If you've ever played in snow, dude, or rain or anything, like you definitely a different breed. But like you were saying, dude, like we were playing an EPL or whatever, and like you know, I got to some of these young kids playing some D5 thing, dude, and D5 didn't even. That's another whole thing, dude. D5 didn't even exist like when I started.
Yeah. When we started, it was one huge open division, And like we were kids, right? We'd roll it, not kids, but like 16, 17. And back then it was all fucking men. So like you'd roll into events and these guys were just like all older guys. We're the only young dudes there. And then, you're starting to put it on them. Dylan's running around doing moves that like they can't believe he's not hit, things like that. And, I remember one finals. I don't know if you know Nick Banta. He played for Leverage this last year.
Yeah, dude. Nick Banta's been D4 for 10 years.
Yeah, fucking legend, right? He's been playing forever. I love Nick. Still got fancy hair somehow, that piece of shit. But it was on a team called Rapid Fire back then. And we went to play a 7-man at Top Gun. We slept there in the parking lot. Wake up, right? We're grilling Taylor ham sandwiches in the captain's meeting. And they call us over. We make it all the way to the finals, right? So this is the first time playing 7-man on a hyperball field. Coolest shit ever. We're all shooting autocockers. I got my Evolution Axe, whatever, right? And Nick Banta's team had 2 teams, Rapid Fire. They fist fight each other while we're waiting to play our game. They're fighting themselves in the final. And I mean, they're throwing haymakers. I was just like, holy shit. We're playing one of these guys next. Like, all right, fucking lunatics, And that's what it was back then. Teams like Aftershock and all them. So, like, we came up in that time period. I don't know, man. Just like softness wasn't allowed back then. It's just like, things changed over the years. We'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? Everyone, I think, has the wrong idea about us. They think we're assholes, and we're not. We don't go to events looking to make friends with everybody. We stick to ourselves.
I'm the same way, bro.
Yeah, we barely like each other. We just hate each other less than everybody else. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. When people are at events being fake as fuck, trying to wear, like, pink everything, I don't know. It's just, like, it's just not our thing. I don't know. Not talking shit, but, like, we'd rather just stick to ourselves. And we don't –
But that's how it is, dude. That tribe mentality, dude.
That's it. Like, we don't have loud barks, you know what I mean, anymore. We're old guys, but, like, I don't know. If someone throws a punch at one of our guys, they're getting fucked up. I can promise you that. There's no doubt about it. Like, we're not afraid to do what we have to do, and like we stick together, man. And that's the era we came from. Like, you don't let any of your guys get fucked with. You know what I mean? And that's just like how it was all the way back then. Now it's just different, right? Like the world. It's just a little bit softer, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's hard to have like pride for your teammate when people are jumping around all the time, like you were saying. Like, they go to this team, they go to that team. How are you supposed to have pride for your teammate when, like,
dude, you're right. It's like the NBA. Like when I grew up watching the Knicks, like I couldn't picture Patrick Ewing on another fucking team. Charles Oakley, Mason, like get the fuck out of here. Those guys were Knicks, right?
Hell yeah.
Like in my mind. And like with this, like people just jump teams too fast, man. The grass
the second it gets hard. The second it gets hard.
Yep. Or they think they're going to get a free ride somewhere, or there's some, this guy's about to get us a team bus and fucking pay for everything. Okay, that exists.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, like, that's why I have the utmost respect for the guys that stick with it. When you talk about soft dudes like Cage, Jake, Mario, Dylan, Funny, like all the guys, Tesh, like the team, they're just like, they're the opposite. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just part of the family. They're men, with the other guys, like no harm, no foul, whatever. I get it. But if you were on the team and you're not anymore, like you just weren't meant to be, I guess you weren't a real jester. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say. But like team shit like that, I don't know. It's just never going to be my thing. If it's if it's theirs, God bless. I don't know how your parents fucking raised you. I don't mind moving up the ranks. Like if you're going to play pro, I get it. I've never said a bad word. Good luck. I'll root for you. I'll steal one of your pro jerseys and be proud you played for us. But like the team jumpers, man, that's just not cool. You know what I mean? It's just not my thing. I guess we're in the era of free agency. What's up?
You don't build enough time to get good. Like you said, like nowadays kids are jumping from event to event or whatever. And like you said, like it took a couple years of like grinding it out, all right, 0-4, now we're 1-3, now we're 2-2, now we're whatever. And then, and then you're riding, like you said, then you get a win, then you get a second, then you get a third, but it starts coming together because you put all the work in beforehand.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. And like, that's how you build a bond and trust, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like when you hear that guy yelling, Kobe is our kill count. When you hear Kobe 1 coming from across the field in Russian and it's your boy Anton, you're like, oh shit, let's do this, right? Like,
you got this, dude.
Yeah, and you hear the 54, Kobe 2, whatever. You're just like, all right, let's do this shit, right? It's just different coming from your boys. And that's why it means more when you win if you, like, put the time in, you know? Like, when you look around and you're on the final field, and, like, I've known Funny and some of these guys over 10 years. Jake's been a teammate for 10 years. I mean, Dylan, all these guys, it means so much more when you win than if you just walked onto a team in, you know, right place, right time, you know? Earn that shit, man. If you're a player coming up, earn that shit. At least that's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? And if you're going to defect this year, if you're going to defect over here. We're about to build some nice teams, you know?
But so when's that tryout? You got an official date?
The tryout? Not yet. Funny is moving back home. A few of the other guys, like Garrett was injured, a few of the guys like that. When they're up and running, maybe sometime in, I guess depending on the weather, sometime in January, some shit like that, you know? Hopefully it's not too cold. And if they're not willing to come out in the cold, we probably don't want them anyway. Stay the fuck home. You know what I mean? So
FT soft.
Yeah, it's just like you might as well stay home, you know? We used to have to shovel paths to the bunkers. I'm old now. I'm definitely not as tough probably, but like, you know, you got to put your time in. Yeah,
you make Cage do that, dude. If Domenico's coming over, you make Domenico do it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we got to work with what we have, so I'm sure the tryout's going to be when it's cold, you know? But that's it. Yeah, we're definitely a little more spread out now. We've got one guy from Russia, 3 guys from Canada. Funny's moving back, so that helps. So we got to kind of bolster it so we have more guys there every week, you know, just to run more stuff. So it'll be good. We definitely want to bring up the next wave of young ballers. And I think we have a lot to teach. We don't know it all. I'm learning every day, every game I watch. I'm still mesmerized by the shit I see some kids do or some pros. You know, you're just always learning. That's what's great about the game, right? I don't think I'm the best player in the world or anything. But we definitely know a lot. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot not to learn a few things in 25 years, right?
Right.
So we want to build up the next batch. Like with Cage, I mean, he's been with us for a long time, right? Funny, some of those guys, like, you can really make an imprint on a player and, like, get them to be a part of the team and play the way you want, right? So we want them when they're young. We'd rather guys that do not know so much, not what they're doing. I mean, we want guys to know how to play, but guys we can kind of mold into what we're looking for, you know, a jester. So hopefully that made sense. I don't know if I just rambled on there with that one, but.
No, it makes a ton of sense, man, because I even, like, you know, like I was a big part of the Massive Blasters organization, and, you know, at times the same thing, you know, we ballooned up, we had multiple teams, we were playing Fox, but we were playing you guys in Foxball, and then we were playing you guys in NEPL. You know, I had D4 guys with 2 D3 players, and you guys had all your D2 dudes, and you know what I mean? And I was like, dude, you know, we want to make the next jump. Like, we're going to play this. We're playing Ops, Foxball. We're playing all these leagues. And it came to a certain point where it's like, you know, like you said, sometimes it gets a little bit too big to manage, and you need those underlings. You know, you need a test. You need, you know, someone else helping you, because I mean, you know, it's hard enough to run a team with 7 guys, dude. It's hard enough to get 7 dudes to an event.
Oh, forget it, man.
30 people, dude, it's out of control.
If Tesh hung it up tomorrow, like, I don't think we'd even keep doing it. Like, you can't run a team without a manager like him, dude. You know, he's got the Jester fucking tattooed on him. I mean, he's literally like the heart and soul of the team. This guy will do whatever the fuck we need out there. He's just like, he's down for the cause. He's brought so many victories to the team on the field. And, like, I think he's even more important off the field at this point. I mean, he just keeps the machine running. You know what I mean? And that's saying a lot, because he's a big fucking gun, and he's brought a lot of wins to us. And this year, a few of our captains and stuff were like, they were doing life stuff, like Walter Price. He's one of the captains. He was buying a house. He's a soft little bitch. He didn't play enough this year. If you guys pull this shit next year, it's not going to fly. I'm just going to probably go end him. But a few of our guys, you know, one guy got engaged. They were kind of just handling life, and they're a little bit softer, so they weren't playing at the same time. Next year, a lot of the leadership is back, and you need that, like you said, for the other squads. You know what I mean? Look, it's a sacrifice to play, right? You know, the reason I'm able to do this podcast now is how many times did we try to schedule this, right? And I had to work late and things like that. But my wife and kids are staying at my in-laws. they're quarantining away from me right now. I went and took a test. We're waiting for a negative result. But, like, I knew going into Cup, I wasn't going to see my kids for weeks, which fucking blows, right? But that's how important this shit is to me. I don't say that lightly. I love my kids more than anything, right? I'd give my own life for them. But, like, this is the Jesters, baby. It's World Cup. Like, we got to do what we got to do. So, like, the excuses don't fly with me with the other stuff. And, like, some of these leaders, they will be back next year. And, like, we're going to build some core groups. I'm really fucking excited, really excited for what we're about to do next year. And I think everyone gets a little re-energized, right? 25th year, there's stuff to be excited about, just made finals. So, hopefully that was the first of a nice run of trophies that we're going to put on the shelf behind me,
You're going to need some more room, dude. I don't think you got too much room back there.
Build it on the shelf.
These guys are fucking me up, man. Al, Monica, 30 trophies at a time. When Jake the Snake came back, we got a NEPL maybe second or first. And even then I knew, like, Jake's such a good player. I'm like, God damn it. My dad's a carpenter. I was like, I think he's going to have to build a few more shelves for what we're about to do. But, yeah, good problems, right? All jokes aside, like with the trophies, it's, I don't know, it's not a dickhead thing, right? It's more so like every time I look at these, like I work pretty hard, really long days. In this area, it's hard to survive. You got to work hard, produce a lot of money to be able to do what you want to do. So I work really long hours. But on my way out and my way back in, I walk past this. And I don't know, man, each one of these is kind of a placeholder of like conquered foes, a day where me and my friends were better than you and yours, right? Like whatever division it was. But like it's just a day that like we got it done, if that makes sense, right? Like just... hey, we fucking pulled it off that day, boys. Nice. And
dude, anybody that's played paintball knows that, man. Anybody that's ever podiumed or anything, like they know it's like the shitty days, the long days of work, the practices, the grinding, the mud, the snow, the rain, the freaking, miss this, miss that, and you're just like, all right, there's some validation in it, and some people, they'll get that trophy and then like that's it, like they're like, all right, I got it, and then there's some people that are just like, once you taste it, you're like,
that's it, man.
More, man. There's nothing better.
Exactly. And like last time that we made it to Challengers, right? It was a tough situation because the team had a lot of good players and it's a long run up and guys kind of ran out of money, ran out of gas. A few went to other teams. We had good players, but we were told in 6 weeks we were playing pro. Like we were in Dallas. And then they're like, hey, you're playing pro the next event. And we put all our money into it, trained hard, went to play 187, a few teams like that. And we played really well the first event. We were up a few games and lost, but we just kind of ran out of bucks, man. You need a lot of money to compete in pro. And, the guys that helped get us there, we had lost a few of them to real life or other things. And this time around, I think we learned a lot last time. I'm too old and slow. I will not be one of the players on that team when we get back there. But we're building a team around the guys that will. And our goal is to get back to pro. And that's not an easy goal. And I don't think getting there, once we do, and I know we fucking will, I don't think that's going to be easier just because we were able to do it once, and we learned a little. It's big challenges, but like, I don't know, that's what life's about, right? Like, let's fucking push it. We're only on the
teams are definitely better. I mean, the teams are definitely better overall now. But I mean, also when you were playing it, legendary teams were having trouble playing challengers.
Oh, dude, if Art Chaos can get relegated, like Jesus Christ, it doesn't feel too bad, right? So we weren't happy with what we did then. We were happy that we made it there. It's a big accomplishment. It didn't go the way we wanted to, obviously. But man, we started out as a local 5-man team. So anybody that says it's not a cool thing to like start a little local 5-man team and then make it all the way to the big show one day, like you're fucking lying through your teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a fool.
It's an insane thing. Anyone's picked up a gun and played with their friends, like we didn't go anywhere else to do it. We always did it our way. And to like do that with your friends, it's a crazy thing, man. It really is. Like this time we hopefully will do it right if we are blessed by the paintball gods to get back there, you know what I mean? And I think we will. We've got a pretty good core now. Maybe we'll let Jake take a point or two off so he can rest on the way there. But besides that, I don't know. I like where we're at. Who could see the future, right? Maybe there will be a league. Maybe there won't be next year. But as long as there's paintball, there's going to be a fucking Jesters. And anybody that doesn't think that's a good thing, you just don't like paintball. You know what I mean? And I think we got to keep going a little bit longer because some of our fucking enemies are starting to like us now. You know, we got to get more enemies. Keep the fun going. You know,
dude. I always had like, because to me, I was like, yo, it's like people hate you because they ain't you type of shit. Like the Yankees. Like I was like, dude, you just like, because like people be like, oh, they're assholes. I'm like, dude, that's just their team. Like, I don't know, because like you're saying, the same guys that kind of brought. Like you're like, yo, Moon or Rosie, Pete Riley, you know, the Lundqvist, the Blonskis. These are the same dudes. Like when I got really more into tournament play, like they were coming back out of the things. Like I was playing a big game at Newburgh, and Kevin Donaldson and my boys like, yeah, you should meet this guy, Kevin Donaldson. I'm like, this guy's 60 years old. What the? I'm like, what does he know about football?
Dude,
like, yeah, come play football. And then all of a sudden, the Blonskis are mowing me in the back with an autococker, shooting me 19 times, and like that's how I learned it. And it's like, dude, like,
that's how you grow up over here. Let me tell you, if you're on the other side of the field from Rosie and them motherfuckers back in the day, you'd be like, these guys are assholes. They're kicking your ass. They're talking shit. You know, GZ, these fucking guys, and then you meet them off the field. Nicest motherfuckers. Rosie's literally the nicest dude in the world.
Right? Best dude ever.
Will Arroyo, I fucking hit him up once. I was like, Will, can I get a jersey, right? He goes, dude, meet me at Rexplex. Opens his trunk. There's 1 billion jerseys. Take a few, bro. Nicest fucking guy you ever met. But, like, you don't want to be on the other end of the barrel from them, right? And, like, with us, the problem is we've been around so long. Who the fuck else are you going to hate? All your bitch-ass teams have gone away. Right? You see us like, oh, fuck these guys, they're assholes, right? You don't know us. I mean, we are assholes, but like we've never been an asshole to you. It's just your fucking opinion because we're doing our own thing. We stick together. If I'm going to get 3-4 days away, I'm going to do it with my brothers, right? I want to be in the house watching games with Dylan, you know, talking about who was good at Cup 2013 on X Factor on the D side. Like, you know, Tesh, busting on him about not finishing a meal. Jake, you know, we're all busy. When we go away, this is our camping trip. We're there to win, but like it's all my friends. You know, for the few times a year we're blessed enough to do it, and like that's it, man. We just don't have time for people. I've had guys say we're assholes that I don't know who the fuck they are. You know,
and you're not important enough, dude. You know what I mean? I don't even know who you are. You're not even important to me. You know what I mean?
I don't lose sleep over it. I know the dudes that are out there grinding like yourselves, trying to push the shit forward, getting the stories out there. Right? We're bringing more kids up in the game. I mean, you'd have to be an asshole to hate us, you know? Maybe you had a rivalry with us on the field. I don't fucking know. Maybe we talk shit to you. We're really not bad dudes. You know what I mean? Even Dylan, like, people think he's an asshole because he's quiet. He is the nicest – I don't want to say, like, he's the nicest fucking guy in the world. Like, if I needed anything and I called that guy right now, like, I know he'd be there for me. And the same thing back to him, you know what I mean? It's always what's best for the team. If we said, Dylan, this isn't your field, don't play a ball, he would. He'd sit. And that's how all our players are. You know, that's never the case. We need him out there. But, like, these are team guys, dude. They're you know, they're brothers. They jump in a fight. I'm literally uncle to all these guys' kids. I don't know how Dylan had a kid that good looking. Definitely generation. He got it from his wife, you know. Mario, too. His kid's so fucking handsome. But these guys, I don't know. You know, thank God it skips, like I said. But, yeah, people just – they don't know us, man. That's all it is. I don't know if we're a weird team or whatever it is. We're just kind of an outlier.
You're an old – you're, like I said, like you're like a ground zero. You're a man – but, like, you're an old school team that you guys have stayed the same, you know, mindset-wise or whatever, and paintball's evolved into, you know, you kind of got to coddle people. And even me, man, like with him or, like, you know, we got some young kids or whatever – you know, and people will like get on me about like how I like talk to these kids or whatever, and I'm like,
dude,
listen,
wears me out in practice.
I'm like, dude, listen, like your team, I'm like, you want me to respect you because you want to play paintball for fun, then you need to respect me that I want to win. Like, if you want to play paintball for fun, that's your thing, whatever. I won't get on you, but like, you know, we got
hard, right? Whatever you want to do.
whatever you want to do, but don't don't come at me because of the way that I handle my team. It's my team. If the kid doesn't like it, he can go and play on your team. Like I've said that.
My goal is, right, when you see our jerseys at the other end of the field, you know you're about to fucking be in for a war, right? You're going to get it. We're going to bonus ball you. We're going to fucking come for you off the break. You're not safe running anywhere, shit like that. And, like, I'm not saying we're back to there full time yet, but, like, I saw the heart of the Jesters at Cup this year, last year. Like, the fight's back, man. Like, we want to take it to people, and, like, we're not there to make friends with you. We've got enough fucking friends. We just want to punish people now, you know? We always have and we always will, and, like, that's it. That's where we're at. And after the game, we want to talk to you. Hats off for good moves. People that put it on me, like, it's like hats off. Hopefully I get your ass next point. But, like, we also don't cry when the shit happens to us. You know what I mean? We're just like, let's get them next point. Let's get them next game. And that's kind of Northeast ball, right? That's the way it's always been. It's like, we see what that kid's number is because we're fucking getting them next time, you know? And, like, at this point, dude, you know, we've played against so many people for so many years. Like, guys come up to us at events, and they're like, yo, we were at one event. This kid, Drew Heyer, he had a fucking flip phone, right? It was like Galveston 2012. We're in the hotel. Dylan's got a beard this big. He comes up to Dylan and shows him a picture of his back, bonus ball to hell. He's like, you did this to me like 4 years ago or something like that. Kid kept a picture on his phone, man. You know, so it's like it's the Batman quote. It's like you either die or you live long enough to become the villain. Like, I think we just fucking many kids up at this point. Like, everyone's got a grudge from somewhere weird, you know? One of the guys posted a clip of Jake the Snake on the pro field, like shooting a dude or trading or something. Like, the first post was, oh, I know that guy. He fucked me up once. You know, it's like, yeah, take a number, dude. He's been doing that for fucking over a decade now. You know what I mean? Like, get in line, dude. So,
hey,
I don't know.
When you're good, you end up fucking dudes up. When you're good, you end up fucking
like,
dudes up.
Paintball, man. We're shooting people with guns. Like, you know, that's what you're in for. But I've been on the receiving end. Believe me, this cup, I got savagely bunkered like a bitch. If my teammates judged me by what I did this event, I'd be cut. And let me tell you, it was pretty scary.
Well, you're the owner, dude. You're the owner of the team, so you get a little bit leeway.
Bro, I usually don't have an event like that. Usually I'm good to go, but just wasn't my event. You know what I mean? I'm pretty humble, and the kids were killing it. So, like, what am I going to do? Go in because I need to play for my you know, I put a lot of money in. Make sure I get my points. No, dude.
Dude, that's what F's up teams, man.
Yeah, let's just win, right? Maybe next layout will be my layout. You know, I balled out the last couple Vegases, shit like that. Hopefully I get a good layout for my fat ass next event. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? So I get to be out there helping the boys. But, yeah, dude, I mean, I think we're nice guys off the field. Maybe we're not, but we definitely get a bad rap just because we've been around so long, you know? And on the flip side, I see so many people at the event that are always happy to see us, you know? I think me and Cage had 3 or 4 people come up to us while we were walking randomly different days that were like, dude, I haven't played in 20 years. You're the same team? We're like, yeah, man, same team. You know what I mean? They were just like, that's so fucking cool to see you guys. Like, you know, we get messages all the time like, yo, I was out of the game for 15 years. Can't believe you guys are still doing it. You know, I guess it makes you feel good that you have.
Yeah, like it's a sense of familiarity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's cool that there's like a rock in the, you know, just kind of like an anchor, a rock, something that people know is kind of like always, I don't know, always going to be around. Like I said before, you can talk shit like you wish we were gone, but like I don't think it would ever be a good day for paintball if our team just decided to become bitches and not play anymore. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be good.
I mean, you brought so many people up, dude. You know what I mean? You brought so many people up you were good for the area. I mean, how much business have you brought to the, like, dude, I know you said 400,000, but I think that's just the PSP entries.
That was like 5 years ago when we did the math, maybe 5 or 6. It was like over 400,000 at that point. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
So it's pretty nuts. Like, we're kind of unique, man. Like, we've had deals that didn't go through paintball fields for sponsorships. It's hard to do that as a team. You know what I mean? To have paint deals or this or gun deals, like, usually they want that shit through a store. We've always been able to do things kind of our own way. You know what I mean? So, like, when we started our farm systems, it was so that everybody got to play. Everyone thought it was a pyramid scheme, like we were trying to make money. I mean, I've lost I probably
that's why a team knows you're losing money, man.
Yeah, I probably could have owned 3 houses at this point. You know what I mean? But like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's just we were like, man, if we want to be sustainable, we need a farm system, and that shit is hard to manage, like you said. But we've kind of always done things our own way because there wasn't really like models to follow when we started. Not even in a cocky way. There just like wasn't a thing to follow. Dude, I couldn't wait to watch Trauma Head 10-man videos. There was nothing else back then, Now we're just like, we're really spoiled with the content out there and the amount of leagues. It's great. But I don't know. We'll keep doing it our own way. I guess we'll keep being assholes and just going to keep punishing people too, hopefully. You know what I mean?
It worked enough to get a second place in semi-pro, man. I mean, and a few other trophies back there. So,
amen, right?
There's something to be said about all the work that you put in, man. But I mean, definitely, I know you guys have had plenty, field sponsors and things throughout the years. But I mean, this definitely, I feel like this is a good point. Wrap it up. We'll definitely have to have you again. Hopefully with some TSXL trophies in there and plaques. We'll have to get it going. But I mean, shout out, people you want to thank. Obviously, people on your team and stuff like that, past and present. Any sponsors you guys have, and anybody you want to shout out, Tim.
Yeah, let's do GI Sports. We've been with them forever. The paint shop, fucking flawless at Cup. But what do you got there, Tesh? You don't think I can remember all the sponsors?
I don't think you can.
All right, well, maybe you'll jump in for this. Here,
nope.
Get in the fuck. You're not getting in the shot?
That's all you
Get him in the frame, dude.
His agent won't let him on camera without a 5-figure deal minimum. All right, so we got GI Sports. We've been with them forever. We love those guys to death. Again, like a backbone of the community, right? Our guns are Lux. We've been transitioning the whole group over to Lux. Those guns are the fucking shut up, dude. Yeah, what color you got? Whoa.
Black and gold, bro. Black and gold.
You motherfucker, dude. I was so close to getting that. One of the guys on the team, Galletti, got it, but I'm just not tough yet with my guns. A lot of the guys on the team come down on me hard. Like, everyone's got all black and tough shit like that. I got blue with gold, and then I got right now I have a gold with purple Lux X. So,
oh hell yeah,
dude, they're the best, right? So we shoot Lux. They're the fucking best. We love those guys at DLX to death. Always there supporting teams. One of the guys on the team, Jake the Snake, he's an entrepreneur. So I'm going to thank Jake and then his company. But it's really, it's coming out of his pocket. I mean, without him, we couldn't do what we do. But Jake the Snake, Dr. the Snake, entrepreneur, fucking self-made man. I mean, the kid's a beast. He works harder than anybody. Me and him usually talk about business, how we're doing. I'm in sales. It's fucking 10, 11 o'clock at night, and we're talking about our goals and, like, how we did and things like that. But his company is Vape Ranger out of Long Island, dude. Huge company. They pretty much run the game over there. But Jake's company, then our home field is Top Gun Paintball, which was the field that legalized paintball in New Jersey, Raygon, like years ago. So it's a historic place. It's a field fit for us. Big gyms there, the whole crew. I mean, seems like there's a movement happening there. I know there's a lot of other good fields. I'd love to thank every field that's helped us in our 25 years of existence. But from the bottom of my heart, all the support we've had, that goes to all our sponsors. But, Big Jim, he treats us like family, and we're always fucking proud to bring a trophy there, and this is our first year really as a home team there. And like, we're going to be bringing a trophy soon down to the shelf, which they've had a lot of success there. So it's going to be in good company. We use Virtue Spires. I don't think there's a better loader in the game. Newman is a fucking, genius with this stuff. He's been innovating forever. So I wouldn't even want to play with a different loader. The Spire is just phenomenal.
Newman's been around for a minute, man.
Oh, dude.
We used to have an A5, dude. That's because all the GZ guys call him Titman Mike or whatever. He had a freaking A5 or something. And then I worked for him for a bit. I remember him telling me, he was like, yeah, I bought a DM4. I was like, I wonder how fast these dudes are shooting. And then I figured out they had a cheater board. So I just made a better cheater board.
Dude, the first time I put one of his in my gun, I couldn't even control the lane off the break. I was laning like 30 feet over people. It was like the Ghostbusters when they're trying to reel in the laser beam. And like refs would be chasing us off the field. You're trying to put the code in to shut it off. You're just all around. But yeah, Newman's helped us since day one, man. I hope that company lives forever, and I think it will. but the Virtue Spire, we would not leave home without that fucking thing. I don't know who else, Tesh. Did I miss anybody?
Transfuse was good at the event.
Oh yeah, that Transfuse shit is the real deal, man. We were so hydrated. It was great. You know what I mean? But yeah, to all the teammates that helped get us here, I guess, in the past. If you left the team, you're a bitch. But it is what it is. We appreciate all the efforts in the past. I mean, we've had a lot of good players come through. I wish them all success in the future, unless they're playing us. And to our players now, I thank all of them because their efforts are fucking extraordinary. And those guys are the ones with heart. They're real jesters. They stuck around in some bad times. So, they deserve the wins that we're about to get. And, I think it's going to be a good ride, man. We hopefully are about to go on a little fucking tear, if you know what I mean.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go, right, NJ?
NJ Jesters, man, been around for a long time. They'll be around for even longer than that. I mean, a paintball staple in the community. So we'll definitely have to have them back after their next win. So hopefully, they'll be back on a bunch next year. Maybe we'll have Tesh, or maybe we'll have Monica, maybe we'll have Al, maybe we'll have something different. But Timmy, it was great having you, man.
No, I thank you guys so much for having me on. I love listening to the podcast. Like I said, I drive a lot, so I listen to it a ton. And I actually was talking to Robbie at Cup because he had brought up comic book shit on your show. We were talking about comic books for an hour in the booth because of your fucking podcast. I'm another big nerd that way. But yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate it. Next year's the 25th year. Hopefully it's going to be a big one, right? But keep a lookout. We're going to have tryouts, or if you want to come play with the team, shoot us a message on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Hunt us down. Go to your local jail or watering hole. There'll probably be a jester there. Just fucking find us, you know what I mean? And come play some ball,
Absolutely, guys. So everybody, again, thanks for coming on. Always remember, subscribe, rate, and review. And we'll see you guys out there.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night, man.